My fellow gamers, I must confess something to you. Until the Gage Ninja Pack, I've never really cared the least bit about the melee weapons offered in these various DLCs. If you've seen my previous videos, then I tend to just briefly talk about the melee weapons as part of an overall review of the pack itself. However, due to what the Gage Ninja Pack is offering us, I felt it necessary to do a separate video with the melee weapons included. I'm also including the new throwable, the Shuriken. There's some pretty cool stuff in here, so let's get started. The empty palm kata, or kata, I'm not sure how you pronounce that, is first on our list. I was actually a little disappointed with this weapon. I was hoping I could maybe flip cops or maybe grab a shield and throw it at a bulldozer or something like that and cut his head off. Maybe I'm asking for a lot, but that would have been pretty freaking sweet. Really, there's nothing special with this one. A couple of cool animations, and it does slightly more damage and has a slightly better knockdown compared to using your bare fist as a melee weapon. It's also interesting to note that you can't actually preview the empty palm kata in the weapon selection. This is probably because Bonnie wouldn't allow Overkill to hack her arms off to use as a preview.
Ah, what the fuck?
That's a disturbing thought.
Give me a hand here.
Moving swiftly along. Next up is something else I probably can't pronounce. The Okinawan style sai. Now, I was kind of curious, I actually googled this, and apparently there is an entire style of martial arts known as the Okinawan style, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. So this sai, I guess, is in accordance to those traditions, or maybe it's just named that because it sounds cool. I'm not sure. But either way, the sai looks pretty cool. It's a little low on the damage side and doesn't really knock down that well, but it looks pretty neat, and it's nice to stab people with these nice long, knivey looking things. The third weapon the Gage Ninja Pack has to offer is the Talons. No fancy name, just Talons. This weapon really isn't all that great. The damage is a little bit higher than the sai, but it suffers in all other categories. But stats schmats, I say. This does not matter, because if you've ever wanted to roleplay as Wolverine from X-Men and Payday 2, and be as invincible as him, you can with this bad boy weapon. Well, shit. And last but not least, we have the kunai. This weapon has garbage damage and is pretty mediocre as a melee weapon, except for one small detail. Stabbing an enemy with this weapon may cause them to start to vomit uncontrollably, and kill them over the course of a few seconds. Since the poison effect is what we care about here, I'm going to leave the kunai discussion alone and just go into the shuriken. The Shuriken is actually a throwable, and it replaces your grenade slot entirely. You are given 10 Shurikens at the start of the game, and these are fully retrievable as long as you can find them. They deal some decent damage and also have the poison effect like the kunai. These are definitely cool and have their uses, but it will take more than this to get me to replace my Molotovs. Like I said in the pistol crossbow video, poison is just really not that useful. Why damage someone over time when you can just kill them outright? It can still be fun to use, don't get me wrong, and seeing a taser suffering and vomiting all over his mask is pretty freaking sweet. But in terms of effectiveness, poison really isn't that great. So there you have it, gamers. This pack is a veritable bounty of melee treasures, and an interesting new throwable. Do you like any of the new melee weapons? And what do you think of the poison damage that we have access to now? Let me know in the comments below. This is Axiom of Good Time Gaming. Please remember to like, subscribe, and share if you like anything you saw here today. And remember to always have a good time gaming.